Yeah, I'm Cara Loates. I'm studying sports rehabilitation at the University of Bolton. I know I've always had a passion for sport and I knew that's where I wanted my career to go. I didn't know exactly which sport course I wanted to do until I was at college. I was doing like a sports coaching course. I really enjoyed that, but I knew that was going to be more of a hobby than a career, and the sports science aspect really interested me because I think it's amazing how athletes continue to push themselves to break the human barriers and create world records and things. And I chose sport rehabilitation because it's amazing how quickly the body can heal itself when prompted correctly, and that's really the difference between winning and losing, who can stay injury free and who can come back from injuries as quick as possible. So it's a 3-year course where we cover a range of modules from biomechanics to psychology to anatomy, physiology. We do a range of topics. The first year is mainly based around anatomy and physiology, so learning the human body, all the bones, muscles, ligaments, tendons, how it all works, how it interchanges, and then we move on into the second year to learn how to assess and treat injuries, and then finally in the third year is when we do our biggest block of placement, where we get out to grassroots clubs, elite clubs, as well as clinic settings, in a variety of placements, as well as doing our dissertation. So we have a really well-rounded degree through a mix of written exams as well as practical exams. So biathlon is a winter Olympic sport and it's a mixture between cross-country skiing and target shooting. So essentially you ski around a 2.5k loop, you come into the range, shoot 5 targets, every miss results in a penalty where you have to ski longer. You do that depending on the race for 3 or 5 laps. Some races can be up to 15 kilometres long in some of the harshest conditions. Some people say it's the most physically and mentally demanding sport in the world, and it is a real challenge, but that's what I love about it. So a bit of an unusual one. I saw an advert on Facebook advertising biathlon. I was like, well, I've never skied before, I've never shot a rifle, but you know, I'll give it a go. So I went to the Talent ID Day run by British Biathlon, the national governing body. So I went through 3 selection days, got selected onto the team. So there was 15 of us in a development squad where we kind of learnt the sport, learnt how it went, we trained up, and then I've just finished my first international season, which was really amazing. Biggest challenge for me personally was definitely time. Trying to balance studying, working, training, competing, as well as having some resemblance of a social life was quite difficult. It's definitely a juggling act, but time management is definitely a big one. I think that was definitely the biggest challenge. But after I finish my undergrad, I'd like to do a master's in physiotherapy. But I'd also like to take a kind of gap year where I solely focus on my training and competing, just to take my performance to that next level. Potentially take a year out, and then I'd like to work in elite sport. I'm not sure what sport yet, but it'd be great to be with a professional sports team travelling around the world with them, being as their medical support staff. In terms of biathlon, I'd definitely like to continue competing throughout my junior years and then continue on to the senior World Cup circuit. My dream is definitely the Olympics. That's a little way down the road yet, but my dream is the Olympics. Definitely do what's right for you. If you like the course, feel comfortable at the university, then you'll have a blast, you'll have a great time. Secondly, do your research. If you know what you're getting in for, then it takes the stress and anxiousness out of it, so you can just have a great time. And then finally, it can be daunting thinking about how to get to your dream career or your dream goal. So if you work backwards and then realise what degree or what apprenticeship you might need, and then work backwards.